All right, real quick, it's yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro. Before the video starts, it would mean the world to me if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram. That's how my business grows. It's Mr. Taliaferro on your screen right now. When you follow and subscribe to me, you become one of the pharaohs. That's how I talk business, and that's how you support a young hustler out here getting it. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing? So I want to clear up what's going on here to the best of my knowledge, all right? Spotify is a huge streaming service. If I'm not mistaken, Spotify is the biggest music streaming service in the world, if I'm not mistaken. And Spotify has opted to no longer promote the music of R.Kelly, Tay-K, and XXXTentacion. Now, there are other artists that are on this list, but those are the three in the hip-hop/black community that we're going to focus on today, because it was a topic of conversation that got brought up a few days ago, and I wanted to chime in on it. So just because Spotify has opted to not promote the music of those three artists, that doesn't mean their artists will not, their music will not still be on Spotify's platform. All three of those artists' music will still be on the platform. Again, when they're doing special promotions and trying to get new listeners to the platform, they won't promote any of those three artists because of their backgrounds. R.Kelly, who's been tied to sex cults, marrying underage women, whatever. Like, I mean, the dude's track record. I'm not an R.Kelly guy. I think he has a great catalog, top 2, top 3 all time. But the man R.Kelly, nah, I'm cool on him. Just not my cup of tea. XXXTentacion, we seen him on camera hit a chick, hit a cousin or something like that in the back of the head. I seen that with my own 2 eyes, and he covered it up, said they were just playing. But I only can go with what my eyes seen, and I've seen that man put his hands on a chick, and he's also facing other charges where he put his hands on an ex-girlfriend of his. Tay-K, he is on trial for 2 murders. Yeah, he got like a double murder joint he facing right now. And he made a record about killing somebody and then hitting a race on the police. So again, all three of these guys have their baggage. I'm gonna give you my opinion on this one towards the end of the video. Let's state some more of the facts though, so you understand where Spotify is coming from. So Spotify's VP came out and gave this statement to Billboard, and the guy's name is Jonathan Prince. They said, when we look at promotion, we look at issues around hateful conduct. Where you have an artist or another creator who has done something off platform that is so particularly out of line with our values, egregious, in a way that it becomes something that we don't want to associate ourselves with. Now, he went on to say, so we've decided that in some circumstances, we may choose to not work with that artist or their content in the same way, to not program it, to not playlist it, or to not do artist marketing campaigns with that artist. Okay, if you read that first line again, it said hateful conduct. So I went in and made sure I had the correct definition of what Spotify deemed as hateful conduct or hate content, right? So this is what their definition of hate content is. Hate content is a content that expressly and principally promotes, advocates, or incites hatred or violence against a group or an individual based on characteristics including race, religion, gender identity, sex, ethnicity, nationality, sexual orientation, veteran status, or disability. When we alert it to content that violates our policy, we may remove it in consultation with rights holders, or refrain from promoting or manually programming it on our service. Now, so here's what scares me about this, because all three of these artists gave a reaction to their music no longer being programmed or put in playlists, or the extra effort being given to their music anymore. But their music will still be on the platform. Well, first off, Spotify, if you really feel a way about these artists, take them off your platform in totality. Don't allow their music to be on your platform if you really feel this way. Second off, if Spotify is going to get in this dangerous game, and this is my biggest point here, because they're trying to play a dangerous game. They're getting in the game of morally what they think is right and wrong. Do I like Tay-K, R.Kelly, and X as people? I don't know them personally, but from what I've heard, these guys, no, they don't seem like the 3 best people in the world for individual reasons. But let's make this clear. These 3 men, though, have been charged for things in the past. None of them have been convicted of anything as of yet. And that means for me and you, though we might think these people are not the greatest of people, I think we're playing a dangerous game when we start to get rid of people who have no convictions. Again, I've told y'all this in the past. We've talked about R.Kelly on my platform numerous times. We talked about Tay-K a couple times in the past and X a couple times. I don't like any of these guys from what I see, but for me to play that game of stopping business from coming their way by promoting this person artist when I'm a streaming platform because of what people have been charged with and no convictions, I just think that's a dangerous game. And every time in the past I've seen that game be played, it was not beneficial to black people. We the ones that always get screwed over when people start using their opinions and using their subjectivity on matters. That has never favored black people in the end. So I get scared when we start playing that game of getting rid of people for this, getting rid of people for that, when there have been no convictions made to these people. And I'm the last person that wants to take up for R.Kelly. But I do think they have points, all three of these artists. If they have not been convicted of something, I mean, sheesh, what do you want me to say? Like, yo, I don't know where Spotify's going with this. And if you really want to get in this morals game, there are a lot of artists that are on that Spotify platform, and I'm not just talking about in the hip-hop community, who I'm sure have their share of baggage, who are not great individual peoples. And if we dug deep enough, I'm sure we can find someone 55 or 60% of the artists on that platform. If we dug deep enough, and Spotify might know a lot of this stuff behind the scenes, it just may not speak on it because they don't want it to be put in the public domain and hurt business. I'm sure Spotify knows about some people's doings behind the scenes, some artists that they do business with. So to play that game without any convictions, I think is dangerous. And the artist mentioned in this video think it's dangerous. So let's give all three of their reactions. Tay-K posted on his Instagram account, "My songs have been removed from playlists on Spotify because I'm being accused of something that I have not been convicted of. I don't make hate music. I rap about what goes on in every hood in America. I would never let a situation hold me back from what I believe in. So I'm making my own playlist for my music and the music I rock with. Death Before Dishonor. Road Rack Music playlist now available on Spotify. This playlist will be updated weekly with some of our favorite new artists. Link in bio." I really don't care for Tay-K like that. I'm not a Tay-K guy. I just am not a fan of his perception on life, but he's entitled to his opinion. Okay, so let's go to XXXTentacion. They said a good comment. As a matter of fact, let's leave that for the end. Let's go to R.Kelly. R.Kelly said this. His team released his statement. "Spotify has the right to promote whatever music it chooses, and in this case, its actions are without merit. It is acting based on false and unproven allegations. It is bowing to social media fads and picking sides in a frame-seeking dispute over matters that have nothing to do with serving customers. Meanwhile, though, Spotify promotes numerous other artists, this is true, who are convicted felons, others who have been arrested on charges of domestic violence, and artists who sing lyrics that are violent and anti-women in nature. Mr. Kelly falls into none of these categories, and it is unfortunate and short-sighted that Spotify fails to recognize this." I think he had some good points. I don't like R.Kelly, but him and his team had great points. Let's read what X had to say. He sent this statement over to billboards, and I think he sent this statement over to Spotify as well. He said, "Hey, Joe, I don't have a comment, just a question. Will Spotify remove all these artists listed below from their playlist, from you guys' playlist? Gene Simmons of Kiss, sexual battery. Red Hot Chili Peppers, sexual assault. David Bowie, rape allegations. Real estate, sexual misconduct. Backstreet Boys, Nick Carter, sexual assault. Ozzy Osbourne, domestic abuse. Ace of Base, founding member of the Neo-Nazis. Seal, sexual battery. Jimmy Page, rape of a minor. James Brown, domestic violence. Michael Jackson, sexual abuse of a minor. Miles Davis, domestic abuse. Sid Vicious, domestic violence. 6ix9ine, sexual misconduct. Nelly, sexual assault. Miguel, sexual misconduct. Trey Songz, domestic violence. Fabulous, domestic violence. Dr. Dre, domestic abuse." I would like to say some of the people on this list have not been convicted as well. And X, don't play that game, because now you're defeating my argument, right? Some of these people on this list, some of these cases have been thrown out, and some of these guys remain innocent. But I get where X is going with this. It's a good point in this. Like, yo, if you're gonna play that game, can it be a level playing field across the board? Can we get rid of other artists that have done crazy stuff or been connected to crazy stuff? I got a good one for you. This just came to the top of my head as I shoot this video. man, Justin Bieber has done some crazy shit. I'm just being honest. Like, there's video of Justin Bieber trying to make a nigger joke. Like, he used a run nigga run joke back in the day. I know he was younger, but still, come on now, we're playing that game. I just think it's gotta be fair all across the board, because you're gonna mess around and play the morals game, and like I said earlier, that game does not benefit black people. So I don't want to leave this video with you guys thinking I'm condoning anything that those three men have been accused of, but I don't want to get in the game of judging people off what I believe is right or wrong, because that game doesn't go well for black people in the end. And y'all know my platform. I am against any type of mistreatment with women. Y'all know me. But we can't play that game. Let some convictions come down first. I want them out too, but we got to have convictions coming out first. I don't want to be the judgmental guy. Let the law judge it, and then we fairly assess the situation after. Playing that game that y'all playing, y'all just picking and choosing who y'all want to get rid of without a lot of merit. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, thank y'all for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Please comment on this video. I think it'll invoke a great conversation in my comment section that is much needed for the culture, because this is some serious shit, man. Artists are being held to high standards now, and certain artists are, and I would like for that to be a level playing field across the board. If you're going to do that game, I'd rather you not play that game at all without convictions, because I thought I lived in a country that stated you are innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.